In the uproar of a world at war, a schoolgirl christens a minesweeper in Seattle. For J826, chance will decide on another destiny. Offered by Wing Captain Lowell Guinness to Cousteau, she will become Calypso. As Simone Cousteau and Frédéric Dumas look on in rapture, Calypso is launched from her cradle. She has been refurbished and made ready to embark. Her first skipper, Captain François Saout. A shipload of new instruments and equipment is hoisted aboard. An underwater observation chamber will be fastened to her bow and fitted out specially for scientists and filmmakers. Young Falco and Canoe Kienzi double-check the diving equipment for safety. Calypso will sail from Monaco, where Cousteau served for 32 years. Prince Rainier and Princess Grace wish her farewell and offer her a dog, Zoom. Cousteau and Calypso are ready for a great adventure. For over 50 years, on all the seas of the world, Calypso will be Cousteau's inseparable companion, his loyal steed galloping over mountains of foam. Calypso has given him fins and wings, the strident orchestra of the storm and the sweet song of the sirens. In the heart of the monsoon, tossed by the wrath of the waves, Cousteau and Calypso are steady at the helm. In the saloon, the men of the crew, brethren united by their enthusiasm for adventure, sway as one as their plates waltz crazily with the pitching and rolling. Calypso, Cousteau, and his staunch ally Falco are synonymous with the eternally thrilling communion with whales. All hands on board are mobilized to capture the most eloquent scenes of this mammalian encounter. The humpback whales and their pups sing as they swim. Their melodies will reach the ears of an entire world.
In Douala, bananas are not the main supplies embarked on board. Thousands of miles of braided nylon lines are wound on enormous reels fitted on the fantail. Calypso will be the first in history to use such lines to anchor in one of the less known ditches, the Romanche Trench, 24,000 feet deep. Dr. Edgerton, Papa Flash for the Calypsonians, prepares his famous deep-sea camera and lowers it all the way to the bottom of the Romanche. On the way down, the camera reveals colonies of plankton, such as this magnificent siphonophore, then takes a portrait of a minuscule token of life on the bottom of the trench.
In Greece, Cousteau and Calypso are reunited with their ancestors. The sponge gatherers are at work. Hard heads and heavy feet in the land of nymphs. Later in the evening, the historic reunion will be toasted with memorable libations. Cousteau's quest in the Galapagos leads him to quirks of nature. A new wet submarine enables him to find and film an iguana feeding. Seals frolicking nearby invent a delightful game, teasing the iguana without injuring him. The iguana has finally returned to dry ground, but the postprandial snooze he was looking forward to is still disturbed by the playful seal.
On board, Dr. Harold Edgerton has built a deep-sea moving picture camera and attaches the instrument to a special sled called Troika that we have towed on the bottom in many places, particularly in the Atlantic Rift Valley and near Gibraltar Strait. It brings back a film of what could be seen by an impossible diver.
But in another spot on the planet, a momentous event in the history of the world is about to take place. An engineer from the Darcy Exploration Company has just offered an oil research contract to Cousteau. Calypso will sound the floor of the Persian Gulf for offshore oil deposits. A golden opportunity. The crew needs funds to improve the electronic equipment. A gravimeter is immersed. This device makes it possible to measure gravitational pull at any given point and can detect the presence of subterranean masses of fluid such as oil. Lo and behold, the energy is there. Now the divers must test the hypothesis. Great precaution must be taken in these waters, infested with sharks and poisonous sea snakes. In spite of the hostile neighborhood, samples are taken for analysis. They do indeed contain foraminifers. Cousteau has just located the oil of Abu Dhabi. The delighted Emir invites the whole crew to a feast aboard his dhow. Little did they know that the world economy would henceforward boom or bust as a result of the price of their discovery. A few years later, with world markets aflurry, the energy crunch is on and oil prices are climbing. Cousteau thinks that the time has come to invent a new wind-powered boat. He outlines his project to Dr. Malavar and the engineer Bertrand Charrier, and the three design and perfect the turbo sail. The system is 4 to 5 times more efficient than a conventional sail, and will yield energy savings of up to 35% for motor sailing craft. The promise bears a life-size trial in the form of an Atlantic crossing with a salvaged ship, the Moulin à Vent. A stray sparrow is rescued from exhaustion and becomes the captain's mascot. Suddenly, off Cape Hatteras, a storm hits. Bertrand Charrier fears that the wind may find a weakness where the mast is welded to the deck. And it does. During Cousteau